You are listening to Proof Text, a Glossa House podcast exploring scripture with Dr. T. Michael W. Halcomb and Dr. Frederick J. Long. Welcome and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Proof Text. I'm Michael Halcomb, and in this episode, I'm thinking about three things, and I want to share those three things with you. The three things that are on my mind all have to do with Italy, and I've been talking about Italy for a while now, but basically I've been talking about archaeological sites and those sorts of things. In today's episode, I just want to share with you three things that I learned about Italy, so that if you're heading to Italy in the future, it might help you to know these things. One of the things, if you're heading to Venice, Italy, take some rain boots. You never know when a rainstorm might hit the island, and boy, it would have been a good idea to pack some rain boots. They have these things called Stivali, which are like little raincoats for your shoes, but they don't work very well. They get like rips and tears in them, and then your socks and shoes and pants end up getting wet anyway. So I'd highly recommend taking some rain boots if you're heading to Venice. But what if you're going to like Rome or other parts of Italy? Well, something else that you need to know about is in Italy, everywhere I went, from the top of Italy to the bottom of Italy, people were smoking, and I can't stand smoke. It makes me feel kind of claustrophobic, and it's hard to breathe, and gets me choking, makes my eyes itch, and it's just miserable for me to be around cigarette smoke. And so everywhere in Italy, they're smoking on the sidewalks, in houses, and restaurants. It's tough inside taxis, inside, all kinds of places. And it's just unusual as an American. So be ready to deal with all the cigarette smoke. If that's not an issue for you, then I guess it won't be an issue. But if it irritates you, be ready for that. That, honestly, is almost all the smoking that I encountered as I traveled across Italy is enough to make me say I don't ever need to go back. I mean, it is intense, the smoking. So beware of that. Another thing that's intense, especially in Rome, other parts of Italy, but especially Rome, is the pickpocketing and mugging, right? The robbery. When we were there, we were in the subway station, and my wife got pickpocketed, and we lost her wallet and some money, and I had to cancel our credit cards, and that put us in a certain kind of bind, and all sorts of things. It was just a bad situation. So I would highly recommend wearing a kind of vest or a jacket that has pockets on the inside, and always carrying your wallet, your ID, your cards, your money in those inside pockets. Now, after it happened to us, the next morning I went and bought kind of like a vest that had a bunch of pockets on the outside and a bunch of pockets on the inside. Basically, let's just keep them guessing. But everything was stored on the inside where they could never get it. Whenever we were out, I kept my vest zipped up. That may be a little harder to do in the summer when it's really hot, but it's something else definitely to be aware of. So, those are three things. And if you just want a fourth, boy, the driving in Italy, if you're from the United States, is very different in a lot of ways. There's not a lot of, like if you're driving through Rome, right? Not a lot of lights. There's a lot of roundabouts. People drive insanely fast in Italy, especially on the highway or the interstate. But there's lots of, within the city, lots of jaywalking, people walk in front of you, people just cutting in front of you. Remind me a lot of Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, where the traffic there. So if you're going to have to drive, be prepared to do that. I guess I'll throw you a fifth thing your way instead of just a third or fourth thing. Uber, the Uber app was a lifesaver in Italy, and I'd highly recommend it. Within Rome, and perhaps all of Italy, but I know for Rome, only professional drivers, like whose job it is to drive full-time, are Uber drivers, and lots of BMWs and Mercedes for Ubers and that kind of thing. But it was a lifesaver. Saved so much time and took away any stress of getting pickpocketed on a bus or the rail or anything like that. Even though the bus and rail are so much cheaper, peace of mind was worth it. So yeah, those are things that I'm thinking about. Rain boots. If you're going to Venice, be aware of all the smoking. Be aware of the pickpocketing in Rome. The fast driving across Italy, and then the helpfulness of Uber. So those are some of the things that I'm thinking about. And if you're ever heading to Italy, man, I hope those help.
Interested in growing your ancient language skills but not sure where to start? Glossa House can help. From illustrated readers and short stories to lexicons and grammars, Glossa House offers a variety of resources for beginning, intermediate, and experienced ancient language learners. Head to glossahouse.com today. Glossa House, language resources for the global community.